What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle, and yes, it's the best money in credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. I'm talking this one right here. King Hustle X1M, no rags, just riches. King Hustle Crazy Reactions, the Hustle Family, turn motivation into memes, dog pound exotic pups, goosebumps horror stories, sleeping with the rain, Milwaukee made King Hustle 2.0, and King Hustle Live. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom of the description, all my social media links will pop up. Alright, got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or a video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything, so let's get this thing started. What to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero, you ready to be a family hero, listen up, take a seat and get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know, once I drop these videos and drop these gems and some information that's going to help you win, all right? And in today's video, we're going to talk about how fraudsters and scammers are starting to utilize credit cards or credit card fraud to gain some type of financial benefits. Now, it's a lot of people out there that's been interested in learning more about the fraud area, the fraud scene, or the fraud world, or scamming, because they want to be aware. They want to make sure they're protected. They want to make, or they're just interested in it. A lot of people have their own reasons. And like I said, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything, not telling anybody how to do anything, but this is all real life information. These are things that people need to be aware of. Every day, all day, there's some type of scam or fraud going on behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, and we just need to be more aware and know what's going on, because a lot of people are stuck inside this box, and it's time for a lot of people to step outside that box, turn around and look at what's really going on out here in this world. So I'm gonna be the one to bring the knowledge and the information to you guys so you can be more aware, right? So when it comes to credit card fraud on the credit side, a lot of people, when it comes to fraud and scamming, first of all, the main goal of the fraudster or the scammer is to be able to get a lump sum of money very fast. They want to get money and be sneaky about it, conniving, or they just, when you don't have to deal with anybody and you can get a lot of money, it's easier than having to be outside ripping and running, selling this, selling that, selling your body. It's easier. They can do it all from their home. So it's just, and a lot of people like, oh, you a scammer, or oh, you do this and all that. But at the end of the day, if anything was presented to anybody, if an opportunity was presented for anybody to get a quick $10,000, 98% of the people would take it. So everybody that's talking about scammers or fraudsters, any of that, 9 times out of 10, y'all will take the opportunity that was presented to you. And like I said, I'm not telling anybody to be a fraud, do fraud, or commit any type of scam, but it's just real life information. So their main goal is to be able to be under the radar and get lump sums of money, utilizing information. So when it comes to credit card fraud, people in general know that there's a lot of people out here that don't got no money. But on the credit side, you can get loans, credit cards, lines of credit, and there's a lot of businesses out here that's making money to have business credit cards. So they use their brain, they use the information and resources that they have. They say, okay, instead of trying to get all these personal accounts, we need to start focusing on business accounts, because that's where the money is. Now, some businesses have $10,000 credit cards, $20,000 credit cards, even up to $100,000 credit cards. And then people have multiple business credit cards with $100,000 limits. There's people with 10 credit cards with $100,000 limits with $1 million credit limits. And people are starting to utilize credit to become rich on the legal and the illegal side. So people are saying, okay, if we can get this credit card information with $100,000 on it, we can get into this account with $700,000 in it, this business account, we can potentially make some money. So let's kick back to the beginning of time. So in the beginning of time, and I'm hungry, so I gotta make me something to eat too while I'm kicking these gyms. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm starving. I gotta make me something to eat. So since the beginning of time, credit cards, people have been committing credit card fraud. In the beginning, back in the day, cards used to be embossed, meaning that the card information was embossed in the card. It was like stamped into the card. Like you could feel the imprint, the indent, and all that. It was stamped and pressed inside the card. So back in the day, credit card fraudsters or people who committed credit card fraud used to have to use an embosser, because they would have to emboss that card information on this card, because a lot of people don't know cards information being printed on the card just now. They just started this. Like back in the day, you had to emboss. Hold on. Back in the day, you had to emboss the card. So what people used to do is they'd go on the dark web. Like now, back in the day, the dark web was used a lot. Like back in the day, it was rare that you found somebody on the streets who knew about skimmers and things like that. And that's a lot of times, there's a lot of different ways that people get credit card numbers, first of all. And that's where we need to start at in real life. There's a lot of ways that people get credit card numbers. So you gotta think about it. Anytime, I'll start this plate real quick. We give our information out all day, every day. We gotta call and check on the account. We gotta call to verify something, pay a bill. We calling these call centers all day, every day. So we're making ourselves vulnerable to having our information compromised. We're making it easier for scammers and fraudsters to compromise our information, because we're calling and giving our information on a daily basis, and we don't know who these people are. And most of these people will be working at call centers. And if you work at a call center, 9 times out of 10, a couple of days out the week, you're gonna be working from home. And we all know a lot of people, majority of the people who work at call centers are women. And we all know majority of women out here have boyfriends. And depending on who that boyfriend is will determine a lot. Hold on. It would determine a whole lot. So let me get back to the subject, or what I was talking about, because we already at 8 minutes. So people used to get these card numbers, the credit card information off the dark web, emboss the cards, and then they'd go into the stores and they'd buy products, and then they'd resell them like on Craigslist and stuff like that. But like I told y'all, the world evolves. And when the world evolves, new methods are now created, new ways to make money are now presented. So, in real life, the government makes it easier for fraudsters or scammers. Because if they are, hold on y'all, my bad y'all. If the government or the world is continuing to change, so say, like I said, you used to have to use embossed cards, and now you're never going to find a card that has an embossed number on it. Like you're not going to find a credit card in today's world where the number is embossed on it. So that's no longer, embossers and stuff like that are no longer even needed, because they're not used. Now, readers and writers, credit card readers and writers. A lot of people have been using credit card readers and writers for a long time. MSR X6s. Like, people come up with clever ways to be able to get the information that they need. So like I said, people used to go on the dark web, get the information, emboss the cards. Then you got people who get their own information, so they came up with slick ways, clever ways that probably have somebody work at a restaurant or a drive-through fast food restaurant. Once they have them working at a drive-through, and we all know that how they get down with that, swiping people cards and then paying for their meals. But when you swipe their card, they'd never know. It's just reading the card, the information on the card. And then you got to think about it. If you got somebody working, or if a fraudster or a scammer has somebody working in a restaurant, and all they doing is just swiping the card for that MSR on whatever device that they have, then it's gonna be real easy. Now, this is the problem. People are on camera all day, every day doing this type of crimes, doing these type of things. So they get caught by their jobs. And after a while they go down for it, but sometimes they don't. See, it's people who even work at jobs. So let me break it down to y'all. The easiest way so the easiest way to like figure out if, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the easiest places to look out for is like gas stations, gas pumps, restaurants, and things like that. Because those be the people that be scamming. It's all different type of skimmers out here in today's world. There's a lot of different ones. A lot of different skimmers that to the naked eye, you wouldn't even know it's a skimmer. You would not know that this is some type of fraud device that's planted here for them to steal your credit card information. So that's another thing that people gotta start looking out for. Hold on, y'all, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get right real quick, cause I ain't man. All right, now we back at it. So now I can focus, now I can concentrate on talking these gems. So credit card has evolved from a lot of different things. Like I said, it started off with the embossed cards, people and getting credit card information off the dark web. Skimmers and things wasn't as popular back then. They were, but they wasn't as popular. You had some people using MSR X6s and having people playing people with like a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Taco Bell, KFC, little small restaurants like that stay open 24 hours because late at night, people be tired. It used to be two windows. So the first window you pay, the second window you pick up your food. And it used to be easier for the fraudsters and scammers back then because it's just them at that window, nobody else. It's a camera, but you're not stealing money from the company. So the company has no reason to check the camera. So if that person is swiping that card and then paying for that person's food, who would ever know? So a lot of people back in the day used to get credit card information like that. Then the world's evolved and they started getting slicker with the skimmers. So there's skimmers on, you can put a skimmer on any POS machine, any place of sale machine. So ATMs, where you type in your PIN for your card and all that, that can be a skimmer. Walmarts and gas stations, the card where you paying for your gas or paying for your product. A lot of times the people who work at the gas stations be the ones that's putting on the skimmers on that. It might be somebody that family owns the gas station or the store. It might be an employee, but those be the people who mainly put them on those skimmers or in the gas pumps and things like that because they work there and they have access to knowing certain things like security and when it's slow, when it's fast, and being able to place these certain things without nobody ever being able to detect it. And then as the years has gone on, people have started utilize credit. Nowadays, people, like I said, back in the day, people didn't pay attention to people having more money on the business credit side, on the business side than on the personal side. But now they're starting to calculate that because they're starting to learn credit more and start to learn that there's more money on that side. So there used to be people who used to just steal or compromise all different type of personal bank accounts and whatever's in there, whatever in there. But now they're starting to get more clever and more smarter and say, okay, credit cards, business credit cards, the limits are higher. There's more money on that side. Okay, now how can we find people with good credit limits? Okay, people, like I said, skimmers, dark web, people drive around in different areas, to good areas, and get information. Like they got their ways of getting information and doing what they want to do. Now they cloning people cars. Like I said, if you got somebody using their credit, you got a high-end restaurant or a high-end store, and you got people always using high-limit credit cards, and that database gets compromised. Not somebody or hacker has all those credit card numbers, all that credit card information, and now they're making duplicate cards. Then it's the fraud and scamming world is tricky because everything is worked off servers and databases and chips and programs, and all those things make it easy or make it makes it even easy, makes it able for a hacker to do what they do and get into stuff and steal stuff and compromise things, accounts. And so the evolution of credit card fraud has gone from embossed cards to credit cards and debit cards no longer being embossed, to being able to bypass security databases, being able to duplicate cards, being able to get information certain ways, and allowing certain people and scammers to use that information. So with that information, scammers and fraudsters are making a lot of money because there's a lot of new technology out there, a lot of new things that people are doing, so a lot of new things that people want. So it's allowing the fraudster or the scammer to be able to get this information and present it and sell it in certain ways to certain people and certain crowds. That is so many people that is accumulating $50,000 a day, $100,000 a month, things like that a week. So the dark web is a whole different world out here. Like the world it's like this. This is how I see it. The world is a bright place, and then you got this little dark web over here. But it's like the dark web is starting to take over the world. Fraud and scam is everywhere. A lot of spam calls, a lot of scam calls, a lot of Nigerian scams, Indian scams, email scams, phishing, smishing, you name it. That's going on out here in the world, and people are falling for these tricks and getting scammed for a lot of money. So it's just all about being more safe, more cautious, and more aware of what's going on here. Because you're more aware, you will know what to look for. You will know how to handle that situation, especially when you're getting these fraud calls, these text messages, tollway, you owe this tollway, this DMV, this, all different type of scam and spam text messages and calls. We know how to prevent and block them. I always tell y'all to start freezing y'all credit accounts so nobody can get anything in your name. Just get the life lock so you can start monitoring all your accounts, and just stay 10 steps ahead of the fraudster or the scammer of this world out here, because it's a dog-eat-dog world. Start switching out y'all credit cards and debit cards after so often and use it in so many places and so long, so that information wherever it's placed is no longer valid. You got to stay ahead of the game, all right? So make sure y'all tapping in, follow the instructions to life so you won't become a victim. Make sure you listening to what I'm saying, taking whatever advice that you can. Start investing more, being more blessed, and we can all make it happen, all right? So shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going. Y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 Unlimited Gems are $1,000, but for limited time only. I'm doing them for $600. Yes, $600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the $600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know you payment ready, and we will go from there, all right? No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Also, make sure y'all booking y'all see on the crypto tour, in-person limited gems, $6,500, $500 deposit, the rest of the money in person. Make sure y'all going to follow me on my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato app. Millionaire Network. You need any type of services, you ready to get you ready to elevate, you ready to create generational wealth and financial freedom, you ready to learn how to just make a bag, go ahead and follow the platforms and the platforms. Also, make sure y'all still look for people for the production company. Still look for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, and women, gamers, streamers, and content creators for the production company. Make sure you go follow all my YouTube channels and my Twitch. I do all my freebies, giveaways, IRL streaming, dual streaming, giveaways, freebies, streams with the huz, all that over there. So make sure y'all go subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on no content, no lives, or nothing. Make sure you go follow me on my IG, King Hustle X, when I'm gonna run the followers up on my new IG for more free methods, more free sauce, more music, entertainment, more information that's gonna turn you into a boss. Make sure y'all don't miss out on the crypto play, 350, 500, and 1,000. And with that being said, man, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know I get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson or video or live, because I'm going live in a second. Or I might already went live, depending on when this video dropping. So you never know, but I go live a lot, so it all plays in. So I'll see y'all at the next video. Peace.